Most churches reach out to people who are just like them. Most churches I've seen would rather die than change. This is the story of how one church was transformed through the power of the gospel to become a bright and shining light to its community. When I first met Renato, the pastor of CCP, his congregation was a typical immigrant church, full of hard-working Brazilians devoted to faith and family and pursuing the American dream together. They were located in the center of Newark, one of the poorest cities in America, and the church had little interest or patience in understanding, knowing, or helping their neighbors in the urban blight that surrounded them. But in the last 15 years, a transformation has taken place through the power of the gospel. Now CCP is a multicultural, multi-generational church with services in 3 languages, and most significantly, following the example of Christ, they've developed a heart for their neighbors and an outreach to the children in the housing projects surrounding their ministry. This is that story.
Inequality in the city of Newark, New Jersey, where a group of Brazilians are reaching out and helping the Americans who suffer from poverty. Newark is one of the cities in the United States that suffers the most from poverty, unemployment, and inequality. A Brazilian news reporter found a group of Brazilians making a difference. Newark is the largest city in New Jersey. It's the neighbor or right next door to New York City. It's the 10th most poor city in New Jersey, with a population of more than 250,000. Unemployment is 12%, more than 4% over the national average. In the low-income communities, the unemployment rate is even higher. Mrs. Thomas grew up in this community.
I want the best for me. So when I want the best for me, I teach this. I enforce this. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it look like, no matter what it feel like, I'm going to rise above this because I see more for myself. I see more for my kids. My kids are my future. This is basically...
She shares her modest apartment with her 19-year-old son. He never did find work after graduating high school. She survives with the assistance from the local food banks. She gets the food and shares with her neighbors, and she helps them get other government assistance. They hope for better days. Volunteering in America is a strong tradition, and it helps alleviate the difficulties and suffering. It's a network of social protection that doesn't depend on the government. People that are dedicating their lives and extending a hand to people that are in greater need. Between the volunteers, there is a group of Brazilians that help the Americans to have a better quality of life. Pastor Renato Bernardes of CCP Church in Newark, New Jersey reports, "We are helping by getting involved in the lives of children and mentoring them, improving behavior. And with sadness, we attest that sometimes the only decent meal of the day these children receive is from us." Pastor Renato Bernardes lives in the United States almost 40 years. The work with the community starts in preschool. "We have a mission, a great desire to offer preschool to all children," says a volunteer, independent of the background, economic situation, or culture. This will be an unforgettable experience for the children when they leave at 6 years old. They say, "Wow, this school is really great. I learned a lot. I want to continue going to school." The earlier, the better. If they don't reach the children at this early age, it's too late. We have the following idea. If we don't reach out to these children by 9 or 10 years old, the drug dealers are going to get to them, which will begin the process of prison and other troubles, and it disintegrates the family. Young girls become pregnant, resulting in single motherhood. Typically, these types of problems are experienced by all countries, but we can make a difference in these children's lives. The work of the volunteers is to spread a positive change in the area. Every week, they get on this bus with one mission in mind: to pick up 80 children that live in the low-income communities. For 2 hours, the kids receive scholastic help, Bible teaching, sing songs, receive prayers, and dinner, enjoying typical homemade Brazilian food. They leave their neighborhoods where even their dreams are modest. Where they live, there's a lot of unemployment, inactive people in the streets, and they can't get a vision of being successes in their lives because they don't have good role models in their lives or communities. When I notice this, I have it in my heart to take the children, especially the last class, the 6th graders, on a field trip to a college where they can see it's possible for you to succeed, to pursue the American dream real early, to escape the bad statistics outside. Today, about 17% of all Americans live in poverty. CCP, one church, many faces. Mature members in ministry with a mission for the glory of God, transforming Newark and its vicinities with the transforming power of the good news of the grace of God. For more information, contact CCP at www.ccpnewark.com 973-465-2126.